a busy business owner, don't have the time to go there yourself. So our representatives really appreciate your support. Now, last year you did 300. And again, we really appreciate that support. And again, you cannot do more than $1,000 because you cannot buy the vote with us, which I love that. The same philosophy that they have with NFIB, they should have with political action committees and all these other things, that no one can donate more than a cap to a campaign. And then we wouldn't have all this money pushing the influence of how a politician is going to serve. Instead, they would serve the best interests of the people instead of serving the money. That's what's wrong with our entire United States political system, is it's all based on bribery and under the table money, most of which is never accounted for by the Internal Revenue Service. And both parties, Republican and Democrat, are guilty of it. So when I worked for this political lobbying organization, the National Federation of Independent Business Owners, NFIB, they had a powerful program, and they still do. And in fact, I'm going to encourage all of us to be a member. It used to be the minimum that you could get involved was $75 a year. But a lot of your construction owners were coming in at around, $300, $400. So I would say we surely would appreciate an increase in the support this year. And a lot of times they would say, if I didn't already say it, what did you do last, or what did I do last year? Because I couldn't even remember. It's that insignificant. It's that small of an amount of money. $300 for a construction business that's successful, that ain't even a pimple on their butt. They're going to go over and drop 25 grand in the morning to get their supplies for the day at Home Depot, or have Home Depot deliver those supplies right to the job site on Home Depot's trucks. So, you need to really get a business mind together here. And $300 to you might seem like a lot of money, because that's because you've been a broke entrepreneur. You don't think like a real entrepreneur thinks yet. But I'm encouraging you to do that. Now, Jennifer, because she's been on the inside of a mattress business, she knows to get 10 new mattresses in that store, she knows how much they cost, and she knows how much she can sell them for, and therefore she knows what kind of profit there is in flipping mattresses all day long. So does that construction owner. He knows how much money he's got into that house to build it, and he knows how much it's going to sell for. And that's why he's in the business he's in, because he's going to make a boatload full of money after he pays all the contractors. He, as the general contractor, he's going to pay the plumbers, he's going to pay the electricians, he's going to pay the masons, he's going to pay everybody off. They're going to get theirs, but he's going to get the most because he was smart enough to be the general. And really, if people will understand it in the business broker mentality, you're becoming the general. If you're really going to be the kind of business broker that I'm teaching you how to become, you're going to be the general with multiple streams of successful income, with multiple trainers that are going to do the training for you. So you have the least common denominator as time that you have to invest into everybody else. What does that mean? That means Rock is going to train people for you and not even charge you for that. That means Onyx Cole is going to train people for you and not even charge you for that. That means David Schmidt is going to train people for you and not even charge you for that. That means Cheryl Morley and Paul Croto are going to train people for you and not even charge you for that. That means Dr. Joel Wallach are going to train people for you and not even charge you for that. That means Michael Weniger and Daniel Weniger and Dr. JJ and Angie and the whole team at Asante are going to train your people for you on your team and train you and not even charge you for that. I'm setting up a dream come true brokeraging firm for you. And the only way that I'll ever achieve maximum potentials that I've seen in the dream and in the vision is if I keep my eye on the prize. If I don't keep my eyes on the prize, by thinking about why am I at the gym working out in the first place? You know, Peter Knoll, who made about $750,000 a year, I think now he's probably over $1 million a year with LifeWave as one of the students of Onyx. He relates everything in his teaching to keep something very simple because confused people do nothing, which is the concept that Onyx puts forth. And Peter relates everything to going to the gym and a gym membership. And the fact that most people, and I'm one of them, that buy a gym membership don't get their money's worth because they never even show up. And honestly, most of the people that are on your LifeWave team, if you're building that stream of income for yourself, most people don't even show up. Think about how many people you've enrolled and ask yourself how many of them have attended Onyx Cole's trainings, David Schmidt's trainings, or Rock's Business Broker Group trainings that we just started. Yesterday, we only had half of the people that are my core people, only half the people showed up. But yet they say they want to build a business. And then when you start to talk to them about what they're doing in building their business, you can hear, if you're a good counselor, like I believe I'm actually a great counselor, pretty excellent at this. I've been doing this a long time. I'm listening to them tell me what they don't know and how many mistakes they're making when they're out there. And it all comes down to the fact that they haven't kept their eye on the prize. You know, keeping your eye on the prize is one of the single most important things in goal setting, in keeping the business plan that you have, keeping it sharp, keeping it on track, keeping a focused path to live by. Most people don't do it. I'll be honest with you. Most people just don't do it. They don't. And that's why most people don't make the top 1% income in the United States of America. It's not because they did not have equal opportunity. They had it. But if you listen to them, their life is centered around excuses. They never, ever got to the top 1% income category. You know, I hit the top 1% income category in this country when I was in my 20s. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you that I listened to the trainers that Yah sent into my life. And they were millionaires. And what I just did was I just told you basically that I have a lot of millionaires and a lot of people that are 1%ers. And we're not talking about motorcycle clubs here, that you have at your fingertips right now to learn Deuteronomy 8:18 in its purest, most beautiful form. But you're going to have Philippians 3:14 down. You're going to have to own it. You're going to have to live it. You're going to have to say to yourself throughout your days as you are going, keep my eyes on the prize, keep my eyes on the prize, keep my eyes on the prize. And if you haven't set goals, then you got no prize, so you really don't know. Now, when we get all done, if I sat down with Marissa and I would point out, and we would get to the point where I would say, so why don't you keep your eyes on the prize? And her common response to these kinds of very excellent questions that I believe I ask as a counselor, I don't know how to do that. That's what she comes back with. It's like, what do you think I just spent 2 hours, 3 hours, an hour, 27 minutes, 37 minutes? What do you think I was just teaching? That was what I was teaching. So that's where I come to the discovery. Obviously, when you're saying, I don't know how to do that, and I just taught it, that you took up the seat and it went right over your head. You never even listened to what the teachers, whether I taught it, Scribe taught it, Sam taught it, Yami taught it, whoever taught it, you missed it. I'm not trying to be mean in saying this, but this is where the term, the lights are on and nobody's home. The lights are on, but nobody's home. That's where that statement comes from. You look like you're possibly listening, but your mind wanders all over the place. And the wandering mind has got to be subdued. It has to be positioned where you learn how to take every thought captive. So the achievement of Philippians 3:14, pressing on toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yah. You see, money isn't my motivator. It's not what I'm enthusiastic about. It's not my main deal. Do I have to address money? Yeah, it's unfortunate that when you go to the grocery store, if you fill the cart up full of groceries, they have to, doggone it, they're going to ask me for money again. Oh, now I got to pull out a card, or I got to pull out some cash, or I got to write a check here. I got to pay for this. Oh, I hate that when they do that. And I'd be more than happy to just wheel out of the grocery store with the cart, but I'm sure someone's going to tap on my shoulder and question whether I just forgot to pay. Like I'm some, person who's going senile, or whether I'm shoplifting blatantly in a cart filled with cameras on me. Just walk out of the store. Like they do in California, by the way. That's what they do in California. That's why they shut down like 18 Walgreens up in the San Francisco and LA areas. They're shutting down Walgreens because they're like, no, we're not going to let people just walk in the store and walk out with stuff and know that they're not going to get prosecuted. So we'll just shut the store down. We don't need to have stores in California if that's the way the government is going to run things, that they're going to let people be lawless. Forget it. And that's what we saw in Las Vegas. I'm sorry, in Reno. When we went up to Tahoe, while we were in Reno grabbing our groceries, we stopped at a Dollar Tree to grab some snacks. Because usually you can get snacks a pretty good deal. Non-GMO, gluten-free kind of stuff at a Dollar Tree. So we were in there and it happened. And I said something to them. They said, no, it doesn't pay to call the police. They won't do anything anyway. Wow. So everything that was quoted in scriptures by all the prophets, including the prophet Yahushua HaMashiach himself, he prophesied this would happen. You're seeing it. Lawlessness is on the increase. So obviously their eyes are not on the Kippeh HaKadosh. They're not studying. Obviously, if they've ever been taught anything from any wise person, they either didn't listen and never learned it, or they took it in and they threw it in the garbage can, and they're going to end up getting convicted someday, hopefully, about their sin. Because you know what? It's absolutely sinful for you to be participating and not getting anything out of this. It's a sin. In fact, the scripture says if you're that kind of a pig, that we're casting our pearls of wisdom before you, and that we shouldn't waste our time with you. This is where my frustration comes in, and it always has, as a teacher, because even Yahushua himself had people that wouldn't listen to him. And what did he decide to do? Dust off his feet and move on to the next city. And of course, the followers, the students, the Galal Talmudim, the committed disciples, they all followed him to that next city. Well, guess what? I had to dust my feet off from Wisconsin, and I had to take off and look for a new city where people would hear me. I had to leave Sheboygan because a prophet isn't welcome in his own hometown. So I had a very limited number of people that would ever listen to me out of the city I was born in. And the scripture tells me that's going to be the way it is. So I don't need to get frustrated about it. I just need to move on. So why would you leave Wisconsin? Why would I stay in Wisconsin? That's what I'm asking some of you. Why are you still there? What impact do you really have? How many people really are listening to you there? Maybe it's time to get out and be the evangelist. Get out on the road. Get on that Harley. And find out, wow, I'll be respected more in other places once I get the heck out of Dodge. And you will, trust me, and it'll blow your mind. So you have to keep your eyes on the prize. And, you know, for Ahava, she's got a bunch of prizes that have been drilled into her head over and over and over of the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial well-being that is necessary for her to be able to prove to a judge that she should have full-time custody, primary custody of her son and of her daughter. But if she can't prove to that judge that she's financially responsible and comes in and says, yeah, I got this lame disability check that I get every month because the system has labeled me disabled and they've brainwashed me with filthy lies that I am not a capable person, that I can't do it, that I can't listen, that I can't learn, that I can't grow, that I can't become a champion, that I can never be a 1%er. They've got me so convinced to not believe in me, to not have faith in me, but to doubt me. That the odds are just against me, and I'm probably just sucking air, lights are on, nobody's home, and I'm probably not going to ever get my primary custody of my children. Aiden will be raised by a stepfather who I know is abusive to me, and now I'm going to let my son be raised by this man. And how can I think, if he was verbally abusive to me, how can I think that he's being a positive person to Aiden? And I met the man, and I would really, really think from meeting him, he probably is not the nicest guy. He's not a fun person to talk to. In fact, he doesn't look in your eyes. He doesn't even look at you when you're having a conversation with him. It's the weirdest communication person probably on the planet to me. I mean, like 99.99999% of the people aren't that bad of a communicator. It's just that bad. He's really needs deliverance. He's got something wrong with him. So let's all pray for him. And let's continue to pray for Ahava. Let's continue to pray for Olivia. And by the way, Olivia might be doing great today. I haven't really had any communication with her for quite a long time. But the last communication I had, it seems like the same old, same old. And, you know, I'm not convinced that the scriptural success system in business and entrepreneurship is actually working on her either. So, all this being said, I got to tell you, you better figure out what your prize is. You know, my ultimate prize is hearing, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." I want to hear those words, and nothing is going to screw my life up bad enough that I don't please my Father. I am not a people pleaser. I'm not here to kiss your butt. Oh, I can't believe you said that on the radio. He really offended me. I'm not here to offend you. But the devil is going to use everything that comes out of my mouth to offend you. We already know that because it's in the scriptures. He's going to twist and turn my words in your head today to think that I said something that I didn't even say, so that you can be offended, because as long as you can sit out there as this weenie, whiny, wimpy loser that hears things wrong you can never win. If you're a loser, you can't be a winner. And the devil wants you to lose. He wants to destroy your life. He wants to do everything in your head that he can to cause you to stay back. Don't climb the mountain. And the first way that he does it is he gets you to go, well, you know, I don't really think I can make it. I don't really think, you know, the mountain's just too high. I just can't do it. So it's not a you can do it. It's a doubt. That is not keeping your eye on the prize. You got to have the mountain so clear in your mind with the flag at the top of that mountain, that's a flag with a menorah on it. And the very wind that's blowing that flag, you know, is the breath of Yah. It's the wind. It's Ruach. And it's the Ruach blowing that flag. And it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get my place in the tree of life. I'm gonna have my name written in the Lamb's book of life. I am going to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm gonna hear that voice, and nothing is going to discourage me. Discourage. Nope. I'm going to be encouraged. And again, as I started out, I don't expect any of you to call me during the day and say, hey, man, I just wanted to call you and give you a little encouragement. Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you, you are a champion. You are a winner. I love you, man. Oh, keep up the great work. Keep your eyes on the prize. You can do it. If you don't understand the power of encouragement, I hope that you are encouraged by the scriptures at the very least, because honestly, these love letters to me are some of the most encouraging things that I've ever read, which is why I am what they would call out there a Bible thumper. It's the best book I've ever read. And I'll bet you that there are a large number of extremely successful people that'll tell you the same thing. And it's not success in the realm of how much is in their bank account. It's how much is in their soul account. So yeah, I went way over the time, and I know Scribe could, give me a message on that, and I didn't expect him to stay. He could have went out in the field. He could have taken his phone out in the field with him. So if we go along and it's past 9 o'clock, don't use me as an excuse as to why you didn't get out. I take my phone all across this country nonstop, and I do these broadcasts. I don't sit in a house. Where do you guys come up with these lame excuses? You can't do it. I won't buy it. I'm not a fool. That's why we have a phone ministry, so you don't have to sit in front of a computer with a camera on. I'm doing a Zoom ministry, it's marketplace ministry at a business broker group seminar. I'm doing this at a lunch break for most of you. It's early here. It's a breakfast break here more. 9:57 here. But that's so that it's 11:57 in Wisconsin. So I have no excuses for somebody to say, you know what, I'm going to have lunch with Rock every day. That's my business partner. And I'm just going to turn on the Zoom and I'm going to make some food quick. And if he's got some visuals and different things that he throws up on the screen, which I will be bringing some compensation plans and different things like that, then you guys can get all that, see? So, Mind of Messiah motivation. We have got to realize that here on Love Live, we have discovered that the scriptures are extremely motivating. And once they're written on the tablets of your heart, once they're lodged into your brain, it becomes part of your thinking process. So as stuff comes flying at you during the day, you don't sit and wonder, well, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to think about this? How do I handle this challenge? How do I overcome? You don't even have to think about it anymore. It's autopilot. The stuff's already in you, and you just, boom, okay, I got to overcome. I've had some major things thrown at me in the last 7 days. Major. Did I let it throw me into a deep, dark depression and, go get some heroin and meth and, go get a bottle of Jack Daniels and a bag of reefer? And did I try to run away because I got some challenges? Did I say, oh, I really need a cigarette? That lie from the pits of hell, I really need a cigarette, it's gotten really old, don't you think? Oh, I really got a lot of anxiety right now. I really need to think. No, you need the Ruach HaKodesh. You need to learn some scriptures so that when you get tempted, you can speak back to the enemy and say, get behind me, Satan, you slime bag loser. You can't speak to my ears. You have no audience in my ears. You can't make me anxious for nothing. Why? Because Yah tells me so. Ha, ha, ha. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Yeshua loves me. Yes, Yeshua loves me. Yes, Yeshua loves me. The scriptures tell me so. Don't listen to the one who hates you. Listen to the one who loves you. Keep your eyes on the prize and always remember that it is Yah that gives you the Yah ability to produce wealth. And in doing so, he confirms his love covenant. And he swore this to your ancestors as it is to you right here, right now. It's the same. He's the same as he was yesterday, as he is today, as he will be tomorrow. He is unchanging in his principles. His word is everlasting. His word is priceless. It is the greatest. And I am going to stand on this book, and nothing else can ever speak to my mind ever, ever, ever about anything different, because I can do it when I let him speak to me through his word. And you can do it when you let Yah speak to you through his word. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Invited in tonight to do is to give you, because if we can do it, we know you can do it. Your best years are out in front of you. You can have anything that you can possibly dream. It's all out there. What we've been invited in tonight to do is to give you hope, to give you hope, give you hope. We didn't have any money, but we had hope down in our heart. Is there but from my vantage point, it is worth it. And I need you to tell you the words that Dexter Yeager told me when I didn't think I could do any of those things. And I'm sure you can do it. Hold on, because you can do it. Dexter Yeager looked in my eyes and he said, do whatever it takes. It is worth whatever it takes. It is worth it. This is for all the guys who want to put effort in it. Go! You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You have the best money-making opportunity on planet Earth, period. That's it. You have it. You have it. You must get that inside of you till it emanates from you. When people say there's a charisma, there's something special, there is something in that person's eyes, there is a magic. You must believe it so strongly that you attract it. This is the best opportunity. This is your finest hour. You can do this business. You can make it happen. Go out and do it. And I'm here to tell you the words that Dexter Yeager told me when I didn't think I could do any of those things. And I'm sure you can do it. Hold on, because you can do it. Dexter Yeager looked in my eyes and he said, do whatever it takes. It is worth whatever it takes. It is worth it. This is for all the guys who want to put effort in it. Go! You can do it. 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 Dexter Yeager looked in my eyes, and he said, hey, you can make it. You can do it. Dream big. Reach out. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can do it. Best years are out in front of you. It's all out there. There are instruments to play. There are fireplaces to light. There are meals to enjoy with friends. There are planes to fly, mountains to climb, heights to fly, mountains to ski, gardens to plant, boats to cruise, and pictures to paint, and families to love, and children to raise, vacations to have, and photos to take, and friends to enjoy this business with, and beautiful blue waters to swim in, sunsets to view, and dance, music to sing, and babies to hold, and much, much more. And I'm here to tell you the words that Dexter Yeager told me when I didn't think I could do any of those things. You can do it. You can do
I'm very grateful and very people brought me to this community, and thereafter my mentors like Kurt and
Place to place with the young guy. All over the streets, all over heartbreak. Here's what I do differently. I'm back. Everybody knows it, everybody knows it. No little song is something wrong. Everybody knows it, everybody knows it. You take your slow just you know some artists. Walk the walk you're supposed to walk.
Are you in India or are you in Houston?
I'm in India.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's lead story once again is Megastorm Hercules.
Yes, and though it seems to be settling over the entirety of the continental United States of America, there is some good news.
It is the storm of the century. It has utterly paralyzed our nation.
On a brighter note,
All right, so my name
people
is.
It's already claimed the dubious title of the worst of all time.
For H&P Wisconsin, Minnesota.
thank you for that answer.
I
Let me take a look at the way.
am helping the disability and veteran communities through the Disability Channel out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Lately
As
I've
well
been really
as,
watching the nightly news.
part
Don't seem to find the rhythm. Just wanna sing the blues. It feels like a song that never stops.
If you guys know who he is, he's in the meeting today. But he and I have been hosting or helping out with a few different podcast shows. And we'd love to have all of you.
I gotta get that fire back in my bones. Before my heart turns into stone. So somebody please pass the megaphone. I'll shout it on the count of three. Oh, from a credit night, I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice and testify. Oh, from a credit night, 'cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice. Choose. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move, yeah. Let it move, let it move. Back when I was young, my eyes were full of life. But now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feels like a cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones. Before my heart turns into stone. So somebody please pass the megaphone. I'll shout it on the count of three. Oh, on a pretty night, I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice and testify. On a pretty night, 'cause this is do or die. Time has come to make a choice. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. To stay, I need that joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Let it move, let it move, let it move, let it move, oh, let it move, let it move, yeah. That joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay.
On a brighter note, while our circumstances haven't changed, I guess our perspective can. Right, Randy?
Instead of there, my soul. This is Channel 13. Nancy Randy.
So this is what I do.
I was there on the day that you were changed. You were scared and prepared for the heartbreak. Everything you knew faded out of you. Stole a piece of you. If I could, oh, I would be a hero. Be the one who would take all the arrows, save you from the pain, carry all the weight. But I know that you pray. Fight on, fire. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fire. The spirit is alive inside you. Yeah. There's a part that you hold, that you lock down. Let it breathe, give it wings, set it free now. Time to make your mark. Break the prison bars, show them who you are. Fight on, fight on. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fight on. The spirit is alive inside you. Yeah. Stronger than you ever thought. Braver than you were before. I know you're brave. Oh, no, you don't have to be afraid. Face it. So don't ever stop, no matter what, 'cause you're gonna make it. Fight on, fight on. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fight on. The spirit is alive inside you. Yeah. Fight on, fight on. Don't let anyone steal your fire. Fight on, fight on. The spirit is alive inside you.
That's right. It's all about connection and collaboration. That's why I have you very project is amazing. I have to share the first place I go when I in the house.
There's only one of you, and you're the only one, the one in my life, and every life flows from the one who hasn't, and it is to come. On your way, one to then, you're the only one. King of my head, king of my heart, king of all me, king of my life, king of my time, king of my day, king of my vibe, king of my run, king of every word I say, king of my peace, king of my war, king of my everything. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. makes us to the rising sun. The only one who steers my native tongue. There's only one battle that conquers everyone. King of my head, king of my heart, king of all of me, king of my life, king of my time, king of my night and day, king of my breath, king of my heart, king of every word I say, king of my peace, king of my war, king of my everything. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Open my ears to hear and teach my heart to feel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. You say every single star in its place you know, and you call each one of them my name. I wanna hear you call my name. You move in every single step of the way, has a beat like a heart and it's leading me to follow you, my king. Open my ears to hear and teach my heart to feel. Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Open my ears to hear and teach my heart to feel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Today we say goodbye yesterday. Today we say hello to tomorrow. We got that desperation, instinct to revelation. We know where we're going. The head held high, keep on watching the surprise. Just keep on going. So go ahead and dance, ridiculous. If you want to, yeah, raise your hands, please. If you must, 'cause I'ma join you. Got a real reason to get all crazy like this. So let your freedom fly. You know you ain't gonna miss. Turn back, going higher. In our eyes, I'm eternal. Turn back, going higher. In our eyes, I'm eternal. Somewhere we never should go. We got the determination, we're making life declaration. We know where we're going. Keep our eyes on the prize, we could never stare us down in the eyes. Just keep on going. So go ahead and dance, ridiculous. If you want to, yeah, raise your hands, please. If you must, 'cause I'ma join you. Got a real reason to get all crazy like this. So let your freedom fly. You know you ain't gonna miss. Turning back, going higher.
Section in the breakout room. So before we move forward, it is the time for us to
The dream is fading, now I'm staring at the door. I know it's over cause my feet have hit the cold floor. Check my reflection, I ain't feeling what I see. It's no mystery. Whatever happened to a passion I could live for? What became of the flame that made me feel more? And then did I forget that I was made to love you, I was made to find you, I was made just for you, made to adore you. I was made to love and be loved by you. You were here before me, so you were waiting on me, and you said you'd keep me, never would you leave me. I was made to love and be loved by you. You dreamed alive with my eyes open wide. Like in the ring, you got me swinging for the grand prize. I feel the haters spitting vapors on my dreams, but I still believe. I'm reaching up, reaching over. I feel the breeze cover me, cause you over. And daddy, I'm on my way, 'cause I was made to love. I was made to love you, I was made to find you, I was made just for you, made to adore you. I was made to love You found me in the cold, weeping by the fork in the road. I heard the sound of a quiet home. You found me in the cold. My faith in every word I pray. You gave it all for me. I'll give it all for you. Oh, I'm in love with you. Overwhelmed by you. And if for helping place where crowdsource from the other users ways. Sometimes it's something as simple as perjury, information, device resources internal. Like the app's 153, you're going for a social network model at scale and coming up with a community. By having great people like Steve Shield, with Alan Weissman, some of you know as well, and several other, we have a lot of endorsements and we've got some really good candidates as well, but we're really out there to get people in different ways. Positivity, productivity, center for connection, right? So,
sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what's using my life?
Call, put my information in the chat.
Lecture one time that says we are today what we were
are
when.
being a brand ambassador.
And he's talking about the fact that we, to a great extent,
one of our next
behave, think,
scale into our
react
next phase of expansion.
because of some previous experience that we've had.
220,000 Facebook followers.
One of the things that we know about life is that it is always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go real well, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you're sad. Now that's that thing called life. And when we begin to understand and know that, accepting that reality, that we will never ever have things just on an even keel all the time. That you're going to have some ups and you're going to have some downs. But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships, the children are acting normal, business is successful. Anybody can be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. Somebody said that self or one. How do you handle it? That's where the growth takes place. When I was facing some challenges,
Thank you, Michael. So before we go into the next round of breakout rooms, I just want to remind everyone to stay till the end. We'll be having a happy brand Friday where we'll be choosing one lucky winner and give them all other 9 of introduce themselves to the entire group and also announce our weekly referral call to the funded winners. But before we go to the second round of breakout room, you have to
what did you learn?
What?
Are you learning anything? Are you doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome? Are you going through it or are you growing through it? Are you bigger and better because of it? Because it's not going to leave you until you grow through it. I was going through a major challenge in my life that was wearing me out, that was using me. One of my students told me in a class that I was teaching, Lessons in Truth, she said, Les, until you handle it with grace, it will stay in your face. The challenges of life. How do we get stuck? A friend of mine went through a divorce. My best friend. He had a wife that did not love him as much as he loved her. It was his first real true love.